Back at the Dursleys' house. Well, it seems the Dursleys have finally put a ban on magic. They even have a sign to point this out. Yeah, honestly, I can't believe Harry's back at the Dursleys. Oh, who's this? Dobby? What are you doing? Why are you chucking out Harry's stuff? Ooh. Don't go back? The reason Dobby doesn't want Harry going back to Hogwarts, well, that would be because of the supposed danger awaiting for him there. But seriously, what punishment could be worse than living with the Dursleys? Honestly, if I were Harry, I'd welcome that danger like a champ. Back to the video. Of course, Harry wants to go back. What the heck is Dobby? Dobby banging his head against the wall is a rather odd punishment he gives himself whenever he says something that his master will disapprove of. Anyway, Uncle Vernon singing karaoke. That seems pretty weird for him. In the books and the films though, he made a pretty bad joke.
So, when we arrive at the ninth hole...
But I guess they decided to subvert that to just him singing in the game, because obviously there's no dialogue in the game, so they had to change it somehow. And Uncle Vernon doesn't confront him. Back to the video. Oh my gosh. Dobby, what are you doing? You realize we're in a... Now you're probably wondering what those letters were. Those are the letters that Harry's friends had sent him over the summer, which were never getting to Harry, which made Harry think that his friends had forgotten about him. But what was actually happening was Dobby personally collected the letters and made sure they don't get to Harry, so that way he doesn't want to go to school anymore, so he doesn't want to ever go back to Hogwarts anymore. But obviously this plan failed, especially since Harry saw the letters. But for some reason he continued chasing after Dobby, probably to stop him from getting the cake. In the book and the film, he chased him because he refused to give up the letters, but Harry obviously ended up getting him back in the game, so there wasn't really entirely any reason to continue chasing him.
Oh, if Harry Potter thought his friends had forgotten him, Harry Potter might not want to go back to school, sir.
Give me those. Now.
No!
Back to the video. Oh, he's gonna screw over dinner. Uh-oh. What's he doing? Oh. Pie in the face. And of course Dudley finds it funny. Very immature. And he's eating right off her face. Oh. Now, in the book and the film, rather than Dobby slamming the cake in Mrs. Mason's face, like he did in the game, like a pie, in the film, he merely just dropped it on her head. In the book, he actually went for a bit more of a, well, let's say a lamer approach, because in the book, he just drops on the ground. That's pretty much it. Whereas in the film, Dobby went all out to make sure Harry gets in trouble to get the punishment you'll soon see later. In the book, it was mainly due to an owl informing him of the whole magic being used outside of school thing, which they appear to have already known about in the films and the games. Back to the video. Oh no, what's Vernon? Barred up his window. Oh my gosh, a security fence? That's hardcore. Uncle Vernon adding not only bars to Harry's window, but also a security fence and some security cameras. Pretty hardcore stuff. In the books and the films, however, he did not add those two additions. He only just added the bars and that was it. And in the films, Uncle Vernon said,
"You're never going back to that school. You're never going to see those freaky friends of yours again. Never!"
In the books, Uncle Vernon didn't even put the bars on Harry's window. He actually just paid a guy to do them. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, The security camera and security fences obviously were not in the books because, you know, this part in the books takes place in 1992. The same could probably be said about the films, although considering like the cars, looking like cars from the late 90s and the early 2000s, as well as Dudley's certificate from school saying 2001 on it, that has arisen several theories that the movies actually take place in the 2000s and not the 1990s like the books do. It's clearly apparent. I do believe that there is something to that theory. Anyway, theories aside, back to the room. How's Harry gonna get... I think I know how. His bestie Ron is gonna help him. And also take apart half the house. Alright, you better get going, Harry. And quick. The Dursleys are coming. Oh, boy. Ha! Good out. Oh. Wow, Vernon. Now, with the book and the film, I can name a couple differences here. Well, to start off, probably the biggest difference of all is that in the book and the film, Fred and George were also accompanying Ron in his rescue of Harry Potter.
George, what are you all doing here?
Rescuing you.
Which, obviously in the game, Ron is on his own due to the fact that the car is actually a 2-seater in the game, whereas it was a 4-seater, or 5 if you count the center seat at the back in the book and the film. Also, in the books, Harry was actually stuck in his room for 3 days before Ron, Fred and George came to save him. While in the film and the game, he was only just stuck in his room just for that one night. And then they came. Also, Harry's belongings were trapped, were locked in the cupboard underneath the stairs in the books, so Fred and George had to sneak down and get them. Whereas in the book and the film, in the film and the game, I mean, well, they were all in his room, so he could just easily bring them to the car, and that was pretty much it. Hedwig's screeching woke up the Dursleys in the book, while in the film and the game, it was the racket caused by Ron yanking out the window, and also part of the house as well. Also, we don't get that humorous scene of Dudley eating a chicken leg in his room in the film, I mean. Also, Uncle Vernon actually tried to yank on Harry's leg and was tipped out the window, which freaked out both Petunia and Dudley in the most hilarious way imaginable. However, in the game, he's just clumsy and falls out. Unfortunately, we didn't get this funny scene in the books. Back to the video. Let's go visit the bar. How clumsy you are. Oh, look at Hedwig at the back. Covered her eyes with her wings. That's funny. Oh, Molly doesn't seem too happy. What's... Oh. Ginny over here seems to really like Harry. Molly Weasley really let the boys have it. In the book and the film, however, her getting mad at them, that took place inside the house, rather than her waiting outside ready to chew them out like in the game.
Where have you been? How wonderful to see you, dear.
Also, obviously, because Fred and George were also involved in this in the book and the film, they were also in trouble. Whereas in the game, it was just Ron, and in the game, it was nowhere near as severe. Also, Ginny's very subtle crush on Harry is shown in a different way in the game.
Hello.
I mean, in the book and the film. What am I saying? That's not all. What's the damage for the car? Huh. Ginny seemed a bit shy. The Weasleys have a really nice home. It's unique. But unfortunately the Weasleys don't have any pets that can dig, so there's nothing we can do at the moment but the digging spots right now. Oopsie, sorry, Ron. 1-1. Oh wait, no, that's not. Yeah, that's not gonna be till later. I was bringing up something that we'll probably be seeing in a later film, but we have not gotten to that part yet, so I am not going to be revealing much on that. Back to the video. And hey, look, here's the car wreckage. Wonder how much it's gonna cost for that. We'll worry about that later. Those small, like, I don't know, like, plastic-like creatures you see wandering around and panting, those are gnomes. Well, they weren't really shown in the films, but I think they were mentioned a couple times in the books. Well, I completely overlooked them when I did this, but we'll deal with them later. Let's go inside. Where are you going, Ginny? But as you can tell, Ginny is kinda shy, but she's also quite playful, so we need to find her first before we can do anything else. Back to the video. What's this? Huh? Harry's never seen anything like it, having grown up in the Muggle world. These things automatically move themselves to the dishwasher and clean themselves. Honestly, that would be any kid's dream. Or anyone's dream for that matter. You won't have to worry about doing the dishes anymore because the dishes do themselves. You can really tell the Weasleys have a maid. They merely just rely on magic to do everything. Get everything. What's this? Hello? Ginny, what were you doing hiding? Yeah, that's right. Ginny doesn't have any abilities as of yet, because unlike Harry and Ron, while she did grow up in a magical family, she has not been learned any magic abilities yet. So, and doesn't have a wand, so like Harry before he started, this is all she can do for now. So even kids that grew up in all magic families, before they're given their wand and actually start attending Hogwarts, even they can't really use magic. Like as we see with both Harry and Ginny. Well, all Ginny can do is just roll around, so it makes you actually wonder what these kids actually did before they became of age and were allowed to go to Hogwarts. What, they didn't really do much until then? Well, Muggle-born students definitely attended real school before they actually got their Hogwarts letter. They attended a Muggle school. But with half-bloods and pure-bloods, you kind of wonder. I'll probably do my research on this one. Back to the video. What's this? Oh, what is that? Oopsie. I think Ron best show Harry how this is done. Well, he's the only one who understands it enough and actually knows about magic. And actually knows magic abilities. Well, Ginny does, but she has to learn them. Anyway. Uh-oh. I don't think this is Diagon Alley. This looks freaky. Hello. Oh, what's this? Oh. Oh, Harry, what happened to your hand? Better get it back. Ooh, who's that? Who's it? Oh no. This looks pretty terrifying. Oh, but... Hagrid. Great to see you. Thanks, man. In the book and the film, the use of the Floo Powder is actually different because they in both of those they actually have to say the name of the place they want to go to before they actually are sent there. Whereas in the game, it's obviously with hand movement due to the fact that there is no dialogue.
Diagon Alley!
Also, in the book, Harry being sent to Diagon Alley was mostly because he was coughing as he was saying it, which is how he ended up in this dark shop, Borgin and Burkes. In the film, the film took a more humorous approach because Harry said,
Diagon Alley!
And then Harry ended up in Borgin and Burkes, and pretty much the same thing happened except for the fact that he did not see Hagrid here. He didn't meet Hagrid until after he was outside. It was pretty lucky that he ran into Hagrid inside the shop. Makes you wonder what he was doing in there. Well, obviously it was for multiplayer purposes, but you know what I mean. Thanks, bro. Didn't think that was a killer chest, did you? Expand your brain. Now let's actually jump down this treasure chest now that it can't hurt us anymore. Look at this. What are these people hiding here? What kind of shop is this? And is this even an actual shop? An actual authorized shop? To answer that question for you, no. Borgin and Burkes is absolutely not an actual authorized shop. In fact, it's actually far from it. They sell a lot of dark arts things here, and trust me, this is literally the last place you want to be. So you better get out of here quick. And besides, can you hear screams coming from a certain box in this place? What did you do, Hagrid? Something good, I hope. Smash that thing down. Oh, what's going on? Oops. That's right, Harry ain't strong enough. Meanwhile, Hagrid, on the other hand, is. I honestly wonder what Hagrid was doing in the shop. And then again, he's tough. He can handle anything. All right, wizard. What are you gonna do? You slayed that dragon. Slay, wizard. Get it? Anyway. Ooh, what's this? Wait. Go back. Go back in. Anyway. Just exited Borgin and Burkes. Let's head back. I don't think we're in Diagon Alley. Yeah, no. We've entered Knockturn Alley. weird jack-in-the-box things, or whatever these things are called. I don't think they're like jack-in-the-box, I think they're something else. Something a little more darker than a jack-in-the-box. But anyway, Harry's about to begin his second year. Although the house elf kind of tried to hinder him. Knockturn Alley seems pretty abandoned, which is actually the exact opposite in the books and the films, where it was rather crowded and you had all these weird, very creepy and shady people coming at Harry.
Not lost, are you, my dear? Come with us. We'll help you find your way back.
No, please.
Harry?
Hagrid.
What do you think you're doing down here? Come on.
Before Hagrid stepped in and helped him. Well, you did have that spider, and there was that creepy carnival stall, which Harry and Hagrid managed to fold up. But apart from that, that was it. Anyway, let's head back to Diagon Alley, the friendly side of things. For some reason, it doesn't want to return to Hogwarts this year. And then again, it's a house elf, so I could imagine it's cheeky. Harry in his sweater. Alright, let's go. Oh, I found it. Oh! What's all the hubbub? Oh! A celebrity. Gilderoy Lockhart. Oh, everyone loves him except Ron. What? Wow, what a jerk. You don't go stealing a first year's books? Wow, they're both... Oh, what did he do? I see he probably planned something. Given the look on his face. Watching that performance from Lockhart was pretty fun. Anyway, about Lucius. He seems pretty off about how he put that odd-looking book in Ginny's cauldron. That's probably nothing. I'm probably just imagining things. I don't know. Anyway, in the book, Lucius and Arthur had a pretty physical argument. Whereas in the film, they aggressively exchange words, and then they're like,
I'll see you at work.
See you at school.
yeah. And then, but in the game, Arthur's a little more cheerful, which is pretty cool. But enough about that. Lockhart put on a great show, don't you think? Malfoy's father. Nice. So yeah, Harry's about to begin his second year at Hogwarts. But why does this house elf not want him to go back? I don't know, who cares? Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And with that, bye!